Are we live, Brent? Here we go. We say it every week.
It says we're live.
Oh, God.
Welcome.
Where does it say it at? Oh, I see. Will Wright.
Welcome,
Will Wright.
ladies.
God, Will Wright. Oh, that's not Will Wright. Yeah, he is my guy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
I got to get that guy. We're going to Vegas 3 weeks, Will, for
Welcome
the
to
Vegas
Table
race.
Talk.
Hey, tell Will Vegas race 3 weeks.
You got it, man.
Can
Go
you
ahead.
come out?
I don't know. We'll see. I got to check the schedule. 3 weeks.
Who do we got in front of us today? What do you got?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Table Talk. It's Tuesday, February 18th. Our guest today is none other than the man, the myth, legend, Nate Conley. Welcome, Nate. I think we got some. We can do this
Nate.
for you. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Nate.
Welcome. This has been a hard sell for him.
Yeah,
It's been
we're happy to have you.
I signed an NDA. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff.
Ron had
going
to sign
on.
an NDA for this.
Can't bring up stuff. I don't know what we're going to bring up, but you know,
Well,
we had
'cause
Greg
you
Finelli on.
I know. You had to read through the
But
fine print.
Look, there's some topics I have to talk about today. First one is the airplane crash because I
Let's
really
jump right into it.
I know. I want to ask Nate because Nate flies. How many miles a year, Nate?
Probably over 1 million.
So you fly 1 million. If your flight like went upside down like that, or you don't wear your seatbelt, you told me, or with
Yeah, I'm normally a lounger on the airplane, so I'm, spread out. I'm normally not buckling my seatbelt. I'm tricking the,
Not even on landing?
not.
Would you
not
now?
normally.
Would you now?
are
Would you
now.
think about
I
it?
might, I might now after seeing the video that I saw up in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet you the 20 people that got hurt were the ones that didn't have seatbelts.
I don't know though. I mean, it could have just been people that weren't strong enough to hold themselves up. They could have. I mean, do you think some of those seatbelts are holding some of those people hanging? I don't think so. There's no way that those there's no way that some of the people I've seen on airplanes can be held
Yeah.
by that seatbelt.
Yeah.
I don't know
They're
where
going to win the battle
I
versus
don't know where my
seatbelts.
mind goes here. Like most minds don't go here. I'm thinking about the girl that I took one time on a flight, and I'm trying to make out with her on the flight, right?
Right.
And I'm sitting there going, could you imagine, like, if you flipped over? Like, I don't know. I just think it's.
No, that
I'm
would
just
be
glad
terrible.
we're all safe. The one guy was on Fox today that flipped over.
Did you see the guy who recorded from inside and was leaving the plane?
No, I didn't. Yeah, I think I saw. him
Oh, you
getting out.
actually sent it to me. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that guy there was. They were talking about like things you do when you think you're going to die, and he's videoing everything.
What would be the last thing you would do if you were on that airplane? You thought you were going down.
Well, first thing, it happened to me once in Palm Beach. Our plane almost went down with Todd Braun and Jeff Mack and TJ Pusher and Tim, and we lost an engine and we had to go land in Melbourne. But I knew we were in trouble when there was fire trucks, so I figured I'd call my one friend, my ex, just saying, I
That's
just
who
want to let you
chose,
know.
Not your mom.
And she said, I wish you would have died. So I don't know.
Oh, wow.
It's
No,
probably
that's
the wrong
nice.
person to call.
Clearly.
What would you do? I mean, I would pray. I was praying. I was St. Christopher. You're Catholic?
I was baptized Catholic, but not anymore.
You know, St. Christopher, I used to carry every flight. In fact, Denny has one on his plane. Used to.
You have it on now?
I don't have it on now. It's hanging over my bed, though. The rosary and the St. Christopher's
It's your
hanging
middle
over my
name,
bed.
right?
But you have that for the travel, and I was holding that thing. But at the time, I was the skinniest person on the plane. So I thought that was important. If we were,
You said Denny was on the plane?
no, he wasn't on this one.
Oh, okay.
But Todd and them were low at the time, a little bigger than me. So if it went in, I figured the Sharks would get them first. But it was scary. I was scared. Have you ever had a scary flight?
I've had a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had a couple. The one I flew to Argentina I think it was this past fall for Team USA stuff, and I didn't think we were making it. I didn't think we were making it. I
Who'd
thought-
you call? Did you try to call me?
No, I didn't try to call
I was
you.
just wondering.
You know, it's funny. You didn't answer.
Yeah. yeah.
Taxi.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have asked I would ask where your money was in your house. So,
Yeah.
so what? Tell us a little about what do you do, Nate? We don't really know. I mean,
Yeah.
besides hoop
Nate,
group
pull
captain
that.
this year,
Nate, pull this a little.
number one pick.
Hoop Group franchise, newly appointed franchise owner.
Yeah.
Right.
We have not
Congrats.
named the franchise yet.
Yeah.
But my full-time job is I'm an agent. I have a sports agency called Court 14. We specialize in the NIL world, the name, image, and likeness world. Worked with a lot of really good players, and some of them are currently playing in the NBA. I am also a registered NBA agent, so I've worked with many players throughout the league. but our company and agency does a lot of events. We train. We have camps for the youth, mentorship programs, and then we represent players through their endorsement deals and their player contracts.
Who's your who do we need to look forward to with your agency this year? Anybody up and coming?
Yeah, we've got some good ones going into March Madness. We've got Coleman Hawkins, which is at Kansas State.
Guy can shoot.
Guy can shoot it. He can pass. He's skilled big man. You know, your modern day big man in the NBA. We've got some guys all around the country. We've got some young stars. Eli Ellis. Eli is, just got voted the most influential basketball or high school basketball player in America. Jasper Johnson headed to Kentucky. He's down there at overtime elite as well. We've got Selton Miguel at Maryland. We've got players all over, so should be exciting.
This Ellis kid I want to meet. I've heard a lot about him.
Where's he going? Where's he going to school? Does he know yet?
He is headed to South Carolina,
Yes.
University of South Carolina.
Okay.
I heard he has got a lot of Instagram followers between me
Yeah.
and you.
That's what we need, Ron.
Yeah, I know. We need
Yeah.
it.
Might help you.
But I think, it's interesting because Nate used to bring in, obviously I signed an NDA, I'm not sure, but there were a lot of ball players he brought to Denny's gym, and I was amazed how he trained them. Like, it was like, and you could tell the athletes, there was one guy that he didn't want to work.
We're live, Ron.
He didn't want to work. Like, the guy would say, go to this point, shoot a three, another point, shoot a three, another point, shoot a three, and he was like, I'm not doing that. And that guy didn't really make it. And he had another guy
That was you.
who plays for the
Yeah,
Mavericks.
that was you, Ron.
Well,
that
I actually listened to him, but I couldn't run back and forth. But
We raised your percentage pretty high.
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
we were
I was
training.
gonna say, didn't he train you a little bit?
he's good. I would get Nate to train you how to shoot a three for sure.
Yeah. So what did he teach you? Like, what were your
I think
takeaways?
the thing about it is always keep your head on don't move your head, and keep your eye on the prize. The eye is the basket.
Ron would have a really bad habit when he would shoot it. He would try to get extra momentum,
Yeah.
and he'd kick his head back to shoot it,
yeah.
thinking that he was gonna kind of like a catapult.
Yeah.
He wanted to kick his head back to think.
That's true.
Yeah.
And
But
he got me.
We locked that thing in. I think you shot like 40% or something like that your final season. Your
Well,
going away party.
you
Your
know-
going away.
We
tour.
do have a clip of that. We need to give it to Brent. We have a clip of one of my
Yeah, we
threes.
do.
We need to give them the clip. But these guys he brought in, I couldn't believe because he trains them too. They really were like they're working like. What's the guy from? I liked him a lot. Marshall.
John Elmore.
Oh my gosh, that guy could shoot. I mean,
he's still playing. He's playing with the Sacramento Kings G League team right now.
he is.
Yeah.
That guy's the nicest guy, but he could shoot.
Yeah.
And Nate would make him shoot. I mean, all the like they do 100 shots from half court. I mean, and he would do it. And, it's just it's amazing.
Sometimes they didn't like me, but now I think they're seeing that it was all from a good place.
Yeah, they appreciate it after.
Do you
the
think,
fact.
I'm thinking like I was watching the Arizona game last night, and I was looking at NIL. How much does Love make? How much does this guy make? How much does that guy make? And they're making $400,000. Some are making $800,000. Some are making $2 million. Do you think it affects the game, college game?
I think as long as they are managed the proper way, and what I mean by that is as long as they are learning that is what the NBA is, meaning that, I know one of the topics is Mark Williams later today. One of the things is he being paid what he's worth and what he's producing? So it's a good thing because it's teaching these young men and women, hey, you're being paid for your production and to do a job. And it's also teaching them how to be a professional and manage their life skills at an early age. But if not managed the proper way, it can be a disaster.
Well, we could pivot right into Mark Williams. What do you think about that deal with the Lakers? What do you think, Michael? I mean, what's your thought on that?
I'm
go to games.
To be honest, I'm a little disappointed. It fell through. I was kind of happy we were getting Dalton Connect, man. He's a good player. And they had a first round pick. I mean, it was like 6 years from now. But
Well, how does that work? How did he get? What do they do? They give him a physical.
and is he not
Yeah.
coming?
When he was traded, both sides accepted the trade, but it was based on him passing a physical evaluation according to each team. Like each player had to go through the doctors to make sure there wasn't any hidden issues. Mark Williams got to LA, and there were some issues with his medicals. So they didn't accept him, and he's not a good enough or a healthy enough product to accept the trade. So it got rescinded, and both teams went back. And Mark's had some. I recruited Mark through the draft process when he was at Duke, and but he's a great guy, but he has a lot of health. He's battled a lot of small
He was
injuries,
out with his back, and
nagging injuries. And, when you're a 6'11", 7 foot plus, you have those problems.
He's been playing all season this year.
Yeah.
He's had some good games, rebounds, rebounds.
Is there a route where it's like LA kind of realized they messed up on the deal and kind of said, let's fellow his physical and send him back?
That's what I want to know. It's a good question.
Is that possible? Because is it the Lakers team physician, or do they bring in a third party to do the?
No, it'll be the Lakers, I believe. That's who did it, but that's possible. I would assume they wouldn't do that just because of the awkwardness that Dalton Connect was going to have to feel going back into the locker room. But I don't. You never know behind the scenes what's really going on.
We're lighting my Valentine's Day gift, maybe.
Someone got you a piece of wood.
Well, we got a
That was nice.
bourbon. Go get your bourbon. We were talking about we pivoting again as always, but
Well, you got this thing. I think they put you said it's Coke, but that looks like watered down something.
well, at least drink out of it.
I'm not
try
drinking.
it.
I don't know what
Here,
that
I'll
is.
Try it. Here. This is a gift from.
I know what the
I'm
cup
saying,
is. I don't know what's
I
in the
think
cup.
it's about giving. Somebody gave me a GQ gift cat.
I think that would be,
box.
if that was an old fashioned, that'd be perfect. I don't know what's in it. It looks, what is that?
Oh, it's Coca-Cola. So good.
There's no way that's Coke. Why
It's
does it look
definitely
like that?
Coca-Cola.
Why does it look like that?
I have no idea, but it's Coca-Cola. Maybe it's now we might want to get a bricks. And then I got the incense. There's a lot of stuff in this GQ box.
And
that
we
I got.
may have to cut this episode short if the fire alarms go off.
Did you get anything? Oh, we talked about this.
Yeah. We went to, we did ours the weekend before. So we talked about it last episode.
Well, if his fire alarm goes off because of this, I'm going to be freaking out.
It might. Should we put it out?
Yeah, you can put a lot.
Pour
just
some
in
water on
case.
that.
It might. Yeah, put a lot there, Renee.
I think you'll be okay.
Yeah, I know.
Ron says he has trouble with the fire
No,
alarm.
I would take that off.
That would get you want to talk about getting,
You take
Yeah,
that
we got
out.
viral,
Just take that out of the room for now. Well, thanks, Meredith, for the what's that called?
incense.
Yeah. So
Insect.
it helps the insects, but one of the gifts I figured I'd bring by, and hopefully the alarm.
Ooh, that's
the alarms
strong.
Go. Yeah, it is strong.
Yeah.
Hopefully
I
that fire
like it
alarm
though. It
doesn't-
smells good like a cabin.
Yeah. Well, you got the bourbon thing. There's a bunch of stuff in that box. It was really good.
Do
like
I
it.
get a gift for being here today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Table talk mug.
Mug
but you
right there.
also,
I get this?
Yeah.
Wow.
We talked about
Welcome.
Doge. I was now.
Oh, no, before we go off basketball, I did want to ask Nate's opinion on what he thought about the All-Star game.
Oh yes.
Oh, good question. There's a lot of mixed feelings in the league about it.
Yeah.
I thought that there was it was more about the media this year than it was about the game. I think I saw a stat where airing on the show or, during the broadcast, there was I don't know what it was, but 2 hours or something like that, or an hour and 45 minutes of commentary, media, interviews, content creation, and there was only 33 minutes of basketball really played.
Wow.
And so I think that the goal, what the league is trying to do, is trying to make it more competitive. And what you saw, even with someone like Wemby was playing hard.
Yeah.
And he was competing. The veterans, that thought they made it pretty exciting with Steph and how they played and some of the passes and, excitement they had. But I like the new format, the tournament style.
Yeah.
I think that what they should do is probably, and I don't know this for sure if they haven't done this year, but they need to make some type of reward, where if you win, you get a donation to a charity of your choosing, or
'Cause they don't need more money. They're good.
something like that. But I like the format because I think that I think it's good for the
Yeah,
fans.
it's definitely more competitive. I couldn't take Kevin Hart, man. He was like talking the whole time. They were talking over the game too, so it was like the players could hear him. And then it looked like SGA was getting pissed at one point at Kevin Hart because he was like
I
talking.
think they had Donovan Mitchell. I think they like zoomed into Donovan Mitchell, and he was like, "All right, come on, like."
Yeah, well, SGA did that. He was like, because Kevin Hart called him out. He's like, "You need to step up or something." He's like, "Can we just play the game? Can you shut up?" Like, I was like, damn, it was kind of annoying, man.
I agree. I watched for 1 minute.
I mean, I get it though. They're the NBA has become so. It's become so commercialized, and they're expanding. They're talking about expansion to Europe. They're talking about expansion to Mexico. Like, they have to find ways to create partnerships with brands so that the salaries can continue to raise.
Yep.
So that's the business side.
Well, what about I picked you number 1 in the hoop group.
Thank you.
All-star game.
Thank you.
So much better. We'd play defense, play all week. By the way, Michael, I got smoked. He couldn't shoot. He couldn't guard it. Charlie was bad. It was a great.
Well,
it's one of my highlights of my thing, and then Denny didn't.
And I
do it
think
this year.
you were like 0-9 before that, weren't you?
Ofer.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk
We
about
don't
that.
talk about the previous 9, but yeah.
Well, you know what? Sometimes you have to lose to win. It's sometimes you take chances on zones and 1-3-1 zones, and with wrong bad talent, it happens. So
Right.
but it didn't
But
matter.
you had the right talent.
I had you, and
Yeah.
you played a great game, and you inspired the team. I think it's going to be interesting to see if you can do that same thing in your hoop group captainship, because I still think that you're too good for the people playing, and you have to realize that guy on the bottom of the bench can't shoot like you. So how do you?
But he could get an NIL deal from us.
How are you going to do that this year?
Well, I think, I've had I've learned some valuable lessons, and I want to thank Smitty for that, to showing me exactly how not to do things.
it. Yep.
So it's really kind of been a blessing in disguise to kind of listen and watch. And, I've been a part of the Smoke Show with Denny Hamlin, who's a good captain. I've been a part of
That's
Charlie's.
bullshit, too. You're just trying to kiss Denny's ass.
I've been part of the Big Boys. We won a championship. I don't think I've been part of the Outlaws yet. I think that, taking my last year experience with the firm,
Yeah.
What did
I never
Smitty
wanna
do?
go
I'm trying
back.
to
I never
figure
wanna
out
go back.
what
Yeah,
did Smitty do?
Don't
to you?
take me back
What
there.
happened? What happened?
well,
By the way, we're going to
Where
eat
do you
this
start?
cookie
How long is
bread.
this episode going to be? Because
Smitty is just, he's Smitty, and
Yeah.
and he just Smitty's his way into things, and so it's one of those things where we just learned a lot, and
he likes to, number one, he likes to throw his teammates under the bus publicly after every game.
creates a lot of tension.
Yeah, it's always everyone else's fault.
Shout out to Red Rocks for the free meal today.
Chicken
Yeah,
wrap.
yeah. That's
with
the
French
table
fries.
talk.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's
eat
right
the
there.
chicken wrap and cheesecake out there. Cookies. Cookies are good.
Yeah, they are.
Right, you got to come have a cookie. Well, I think it's going to be an interesting season. Obviously, we sponsored Kush, and I'm
And
thinking,
do we announce his team name yet? Or
I don't.
Okay.
I think Kush.
I won't do it.
Kush is interesting because I like Kush a lot, and I told the guys we had a little dinner last night, and I just don't want Charlie to puppeteer the damn thing. Mm-hmm. If they
You already kicked him out of the captain's chat one time, so
Yeah, but it's not fair. He says I'm a captain. Look, Kush knows all the players.
Well, he plays both sides of the fence.
Yeah.
He
Kush or Charlie?
Charlie.
Yeah.
He's two
He's
sides
back
of the
in the
fence guy.
captain's chat, somehow.
Yeah.
Well, because they wanted me to get in. I don't really want to get in because I really don't want to. I want Kush just to make sure he stays where he's at and then pick around that. I mean, I think if Nate's pick is really kind of big.
Yeah.
Because who falls down to that spot?
It could be a game changer. We'll see.
Because he might take Keller or Chase. You know what I mean? The guys.
No.
I don't think I'm going to take Keller or Chase at 5. I think the candidates. I think there's some good candidates there. I just don't know what direction our team's going to go in yet.
He's going Sam. This is what I'm hearing.
Well, he might.
Yeah.
I mean, he's won the league and he's young. I mean, I think.
I mean, Sam and me together. Who is going to be able to guard that in the post in the league? Name another person. Chris Davis, but he can't
Michael
guard both
knows.
of us.
You know, Michael. You know what?
Me and Presley.
He's a winning captain. He's a winning captain.
Oh.
Yeah, he is a winning.
But it's funny. I see Presley all the way down on the group me. First time we got on that chat, he's way down there. He's like picked 9th or something.
Yeah, but
And then Grant, you don't know Grant because if he's going to stay out all night. You don't know.
We haven't conducted interviews yet. So,
Yeah.
through the draft process in the NBA, you go visit your organization, you go through interviews. I haven't started that yet. That probably will not start until, I'd say, the last week of February. So
Can we look at maybe their wives, maybe and how long they kept a girlfriend and stuff like that? I mean, that's a loyalty. You know what I mean to somebody. How many kids they have? Maybe
there's no loyalty in this game anymore.
I know, but if they have 3 kids, they might stay at home.
You watch
for
college
every
basketball
game.
anymore, Ron? These guys have played on 4 teams in 5 years.
Yeah, I know. I watched that game last night. Trust me.
I mean, I have heard rumors that the commissioner is going to possibly propose possible NIL deals this year, this season.
I like that.
So
I'm giving Christian bonuses for each win. So I don't know what yet, but I haven't decided as a sponsor.
Cookies.
Yeah, they're all going to wear table talk hats at the draft.
that's good. That's good.
So I mean, we're trying. I'm trying to push the league forward.
Yeah, you're doing your
It's
part.
been, I'm sorry I'm retired, but thank God I am because nobody would have to pick me. But
That's all right.
I think, but the All-Star game, I think they'll change that up. And,
The hoop group or the NBA?
I think, we talk about the All-Star game, and I'm very surprised. One of our best friends. Yeah, and I get it because he's, you don't like Denny in racing. You told me you liked, other drivers besides
Go watch
Denny.
last episode.
But, there was
Said I don't watch racing, but when I
there
watch, I
was-
cheer for Denny.
But there was
You're stirring the pot over here.
there was Daytona 500.
Oh, this segment's brought to you by U.S. Foods.
Oh, U.S. Foods. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh. We order all of our food from U.S. Food.
You can hear it through the mic with that cookie.
And they do. Hey, we give them the recipe for the cookie.
Yeah.
It's really good.
All right, so
So-
this segment's brought to you by U.S. Foods. This is the Daytona recap.
Hey, thanks, James Sisk. We appreciate you sponsoring the show today. We needed it. Thank you. But
Thank you.
going forward with Daytona 500, so Denny was in the lead at the end. Then there were some wrecks. And then, I don't know what the adrenaline rush would be at 200 miles an hour down the backstretch and somebody's behind you. I mean, you see, like,
I would pay money to see what that reaction of you would be if you were in the driver's seat.
I don't have enough balls, dude. I'd have to have 4. I don't know how Denny died. I mean, I'd shit my pants. I mean, I'd be like, shit. I mean, look at Priest. He went up and down, and he literally cried. I mean, he was getting ready to cheer when he was in the interview, and he said, "Ma'am, the only thing I thought about is my daughter."
Who was this?
Ryan Priest, when he flipped over.
Yeah, the car.
Oh, shit.
But he
Yeah.
was so, like, he just thought of his family. He goes,
Yeah.
we got to get this thing off.
Oh, that's like
flipping."
being on the airplane, right? I mean, that's going to be your last thoughts when something like that happens. It's definitely your family.
Oh,
Have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
No.
Oh, never mind.
So, I think that I wish Denny would have won. I mean, last time we took a boat out till 8 in the morning. And I was thinking if he won, I'd have to slide down the hill and get on the boat, and we took it out.
They could just pull it up to this slide, and you just slide off the slide.
I mean,
onto
they
the boat.
broke in my house at 4 in the morning, and then
We would have got you down there.
yeah, would have got down. And then-
Piggyback or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
So
You'd have
hopefully
been on there for a
next
while, but-
year.
Yeah.
Oh, but Byron, Willie B eats at Red Rocks all the time, and Strawberry Hill, his family does, and he's a real good dude, and
Well, that was 2 in a row for him, right? He won it last year.
yeah. DraftKings, that was a big thing. You get to bet on DraftKings, so I mean, wonder what his odds were.
Should you make a bet?
I can't. I don't. DraftKings right now with that tax situation, man, I can't bet on it. I mean, if it's all wins, I mean, you're going to get taxed too much
I know.
because I'm a winner.
Why he's going to Cherokee?
Yeah, yeah. Does that still count?
That's no, no, because you can counteract those losses. It's a different type
At a
of game.
casino?
Well, with sports, that's probably that $5,000 on the game. Maybe I may or may not put on Eagles. I'd probably get taxed on that.
Yeah, I'm kind of staying away now after I found that out.
I know it's scary because until they change it,
Yeah.
You know what we're talking about?
Nope.
So in North Carolina, they have a law that they're only going to tax the winnings. So if you win, they don't go against your losses. So if you win $100,000 and you lost $100,000,
You only get taxed on the winnings.
Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. They're
Yeah.
trying to change
So
it.
no write-offs.
Mr. Write-Off.
So, yeah.
By the way, I mean, I don't want to talk about this, but he likes to write it.
NDA.
So yeah.
Yeah, NDA, but he'll write anything off. He
But you
wrote me
can't.
off.
Yeah. So you can win $100,000, lose $100,000. You're gonna be taxed on $100,000. Or what percent? Like, was it 5?
Well, it's 4.2%
4.2?
right now. If you don't know North Carolina,
That's still.
under McCory it was 7%. It's going to go down to 0. So down the road it won't matter. But right now it's 4.2. But it's the point.
Yeah.
So hopefully they change that. So I've stopped on DraftKings a lot.
What do you think? Oh, who's this? Look at this.
Oh shit! We need a microphone.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Oh boy.
We
We're
got
in
a
trouble.
guest here.
We're in trouble.
I just we
Hey,
got
He must have heard about our trade we just made in Hoop Group.
you got an
Wow.
NDA, another NDA. We got to
Yeah,
sign.
I got to get another NDA out. Hold on.
Oh gosh! Come on over here, sit with us for a second. Then we don't have a screen to get you on, so come on over here.
He's on right now.
He is.
Oh, he is?
Oh yeah.
I don't see him.
Come on in, Denny. Might as well. We'll get you something to eat.
That's why I come here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good reason, actually.
Hey, where's
comes
the
for the
other
culture.
mic at, Brent? We got another mic we can mic up?
We always eat healthy here.
Can we find something for the guests? So we're talking about draft, but bottom line is don't bet DraftKings because you get taxed on all your winnings.
So how you bet?
I can't bet anyways on a lot of things. I can't bet on the NBA.
That's
I can't
right.
bet on NCAA basketball.
That's a good answer.
I gotta stay clear. So
Yep.
What about Hoop Group? What would
I
you
can
think,
bet on Hoop Group.
What do you think your odds are to win it all right now? If you just said, okay, I'm going to win it all, what would be the odds?
I'm not very good at this odd stuff. So
Okay, but you think you're favorite out of the 17?
no, I would say right now the way that the group overall collectively is looking at our team is we're the underdogs because we made a very bold trade. We've got a back-ended draft assets. So
You missed it last
We just
night.
found out he's taking Sam, by the way.
No. I don't know much about the league, but I think he got 33, 37, 39, whatever it was. And he goes, I think I'm getting like Art.
I have 27.
But Denny goes, you're not getting those people. They're not lasting that long.
we'll see.
So what would you call?
Yeah.
What would you call yourself then? What would you say?
I would say we're probably in the middle. I mean, we're in the middle of the field.
Denny,
I mean,
what would you-
We're
what would you
obviously
say?
definitely not, the caliber of Charlie and Denny. We're not the caliber of the Outlaws. We're.
Cush's team. Don't forget about Cush.
I don't know about Cush's team.
What? You don't even know who we have. Why do you say
I
that?
know he's got you.
Well, first thing
And they
is,
got Kush.
they don't have me at all. I've not. You look
I
at my
mean, Cush
phone.
has told me multiple times. I think the last time I played pickup, he told me, he said, "Hey Nate, come set me a ball screen and roll." And it was just one of those things where I knew that I don't know that's
That's a good play call.
the captainship that is going to lead you to a
Listen,
championship.
our team is about money. Okay, we
Yeah, yeah.
we have sponsorships.
Yeah,
We have sponsorships. We got. We're selling stuff to Spencer's. Our uniforms are already going to be at
He's
Spencer's.
raising that NIL money, so during
Yeah.
the season
Yeah.
he can make
Yeah.
a Mark Williams
Yeah, that's
Dalton
right.
Connect trade.
Huh? No, that was
Yeah,
an
yeah,
instant.
that was my Valentine's.
He was
Day
showing
gift
off
from
his
Eric.
Valentine's Day gift. Just a piece of wood. Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost set off the fire alarms. We had to,
So-
extinguish it.
We want to know a question that they just asked me. I think, do you think if I was in the lead and Cindric was behind me and I was driving the car, do you think I would have enough balls to do that? Like, how hard is it?
We were talking about
how many miles an hour you're going in the front?
talking about Ron's reaction if he was in the driver's seat and he started
No way,
spinning.
right?
I don't know if you've ever seen him drive a.
Out of all your
wheelchair.
friends, who could be in the lead? In a car. Like if you picked one friend,
No NASCAR friends.
well, it could be not. Like out of Nate,
Alex Presley.
Alex Presley. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
He's going to
Yeah.
cry about that.
And
I would agree with
even
that.
that's a big stretch.
I'm surprised you didn't say Charlie.
I'm surprised you didn't say Kush.
No, I mean that would be a.
Can't stay over steering wheel.
And what did you think about?
Booster seat.
What do you think about these? Like, have you ever flipped like Priest did?
No.
Because he was kind of scared too about all that. I mean, that was a scary flip, but I would be scared.
Well,
I think the scariest thing is, be honest. Let's pivot right back to Hoop Group. Is Nate yelling at me when you take a three and you miss it?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just as bad. I mean,
That's true, yeah.
As leading the Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Like I'm leading the Daytona 500, or Nate yell at me for missing my three when I'm like, when nobody's guarding me.
Well, it's because you didn't do what he taught you to do, Ron.
You were kicking your
Yeah,
head
you
back.
kicked your head back. That's why. I'd be pissed off too.
I did. What else did I teach you? Let's see if this resonated.
Oh, boy.
Remember free throws? What do we look for on the free throw?
We want to keep her head for sure. Still, we want to watch the rim.
No.
Oh, no.
What
for
is
one.
what's at them on
Oh,
every?
yeah, there's a dot.
Yeah, the nail.
The nail on in the floor. You always want to put your foot on the nail.
Yeah.
Center point.
But
Yeah.
did you know that? Mm-hmm. But Kush beat you in a free throw the other day. Is that true?
That's true.
People get lucky.
That's true.
But Nate misses a lot of free throws.
Oh.
I mean,
I can't talk.
Tired.
I went to the
tired.
championship game twice. Him and Dontino, they can't take the pressure. Charlie too, I think. Pretty bad under free throws. Well, this could be an interesting hoop group. And we talked about the airplane crash.
Well, Denny, what did you think about that All-Star game, NBA?
Never saw. I didn't see 10 seconds of it.
Okay.
What
Well,
happened?
you're lucky.
Was it not good?
It wasn't great. It was a new format. We were talking about it. It's like 4 teams. It's a tournament.
But what's the motivation?
They spent to get them to play hard.
And
then they
get it, but
they
for
spent-
the players. What's the motivation to play hard?
I don't know.
You think
They got
there's
Kevin Hart yelling at them from the sidelines.
pride? Like they don't care
Yeah.
about that. They just care about not getting hurt, so they are not out for the next, home stretch to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So there's no motivation.
Well, in hockey, we talked about the hockey thing yet?
No, we haven't.
No,
No,
but that's how my franchise is coming out to the hoop group this year. They're
fight?
just going to take the Team USA. I've already called the coach and the players. They're going to come speak to us before the game.
Well, y'all play Smoke Show first game, so
Well, that'll be interesting.
I mean,
That'll be
but that's the
interesting.
difference between the NBA All-Star Game and the NHL finally pivoted this Sweden versus Finland versus U.S. versus Canada, and they've done a good job because you would never think that guys would come out and fight for the national anthem. Did you see it, Denny? Have you seen it?
Yeah.
wait, why doesn't Russia have a team?
I've seen buzz on social media, but I didn't see it.
Yeah,
Again, I was working this
they
weekend.
were booing. They were booing the national anthem, Canadians, and so right at the opening puck,
They just dropped their gloves.
Yeah,
the
they just
one
start
guy
fighting.
dropped it.
3 sets of players fought back to back to back.
Yeah.
Wow.
They booed
Yeah.
our national anthem.
And is there a rematch?
Yeah, they
coming
play-
out Thursday.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying, that's their All-Star game. They did a good job of doing that. Like now they really, and they could get hurt. But I think what you're asking, what you said earlier, maybe you give them insurance policy. Can they do that, Nate? Can you
Yeah.
get insurance policies for NBA?
Yeah,
if you play in
we
the
have-
All-Star game.
We have a lot of insurance policies for our players in college. So, like, if they get hurt in college, they have a disability insurance to cover their earnings for the NBA if
Well-
they have that potential.
I watched the NBA slam dunk contest, which, by the way, I took the other guy, Castle.
Oh, you went with Castle over Mac?
I did I figured the guy would miss.
Mac trains for that all year long.
I mean,
and he's
but-
in the G
But
League
I know,
most
but
of the year.
if they gave, I think what Denny was trying earlier, if they said, okay, they give him $100,000, who cares to them? If they said, we're going to give you $5 million.
Well, to Mac McClung, that $100,000's a lot.
I know, but what about like if you said to
G League player?
yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I
What
mean
do they make?
I think he's on a 2-way, so he's making about 700,000, probably 500,000 after taxes, and $100,000's an extra $100,000.
Yeah.
He's not making that
I
much.
don't know what tax bracket you think that $700,000 takes home $500,000, but yeah.
Well, whatever it is.
Well, he has
write-offs,
write-offs.
Yeah.
We got write-offs.
Nate writes
Gambling.
everything off. I mean, he writes off
The
Valentine.
IRS is listening. I don't know this guy.
I'm not
I don't
sure.
know him either.
Associate.
Sign NDA.
Right.
I prepay my taxes.
I sent the roses out. Oh, that's a write-off. If he did, I'm just saying. I'm not sure if he writes them off, but if you ever did. But so how about this? We have John Morant, and do you think that if we said $5 million for a slam dunk contest to winner,
I think they would 100% be motivated.
why can't they get that much money? I mean, what he did.
Well, they
like,
can, and that's why the All-Star Game was creating so much content, is because they want more brands partnered with the All-Star Game and that platform. So the more exposure they can create with brands, the more money they can create. So if they can create an extra $2 million to give away in a slush fund for a winner
Thanks,
or
Ray.
an award, then it's makes
Okay,
sense.
how about this one? You do the advertising marketing. They brought the Kia car out.
Yeah.
Who got the money for the Kia car? Do you think the NBA did, or do you think Max did?
Kia is a corporate sponsor of the
Yeah.
NBA.
They're the
So it
official
goes
sponsor,
it goes into what they call the BRI, the basketball related income that pays all the salaries of the NBA players. So there's a big bucket called the BRI bucket, and that all the EA or the video games, the jersey sales, the ticket sales, the TV sales.
Well, how could
like,
Max make more money on that? I guess what I'm saying. If he was, how could Max?
That's part of the revenue sharing, right?
But
Is
the
that
guy
right?
shooting
Yeah.
it, can he
But
sponsor himself?
But
No.
that's what they, Kia pays money to the NBA.
Yeah.
And as that is a perk to them, is they get advertisement, they get
Right, they get a free- they get a
out there.
car.
But he
on
doesn't have to
semi-
dunk over the car.
But they did donate. I will say this: Kia did donate to a charity. I think the winner. I think it was Steph Curry when he got the MVP. I think he got a Kia to donate to a charity or something. I don't know what it was, but Kia did some activations throughout the whole entire weekend. But they bought those rights to be a part and a focal point of All-Star Weekend.
Okay, so
and the
you,
NBA.
so you get John Morant, you say $5 million, and you have an insurance policy if they get hurt. But he said he would do it maybe. I think it would make it exciting. But Castle could dunk. I like what he did. I mean, he
Castle was good.
he
in
did the
college.
real dunks. I mean, I mean,
I think he's playing better than he did in college.
Yeah, more space. I mean,
Yeah.
he was good at UConn though. He had issues shooting, and he's in the NBA. Like your job every day is to make 1,000 shots, so you just get better.
I remember
some
like,
of they
we
don't
were
go
watching
over.
the game and wasn't there a prop of like his over under points and like
12 and a half.
It was low,
and he beat it.
Yeah.
but he barely did.
Yeah, I remember because Charlie said he would beat
Well, he
it.
was
Because
like-
he would never shoot.
Was he like a top 10 recruit
But
coming
now,
out? He
like,
was a
I'm
big time
saw him-
recruit.
And again, I only saw a small sample size.
Yeah, I think I don't know. Let's see where he was
And
drafted.
then they were saying, and then he was drafted like top 10.
10, that's what I
yeah.
thought.
But teams stayed away from him because he said he wanted to play point guard when he got to the NBA, and they were like, "You didn't play point at UConn," but they already had that point guard there.
he was 4th overall.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's
to the
right.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Old Dave Tellep.
What's wrong with UConn? I thought they had another stacked roster.
They're good. I mean, they just have, I think kind of like the when you have high expectations and you've gone championship, and you have a normal year, it seems a lot worse than.
They're unranked. That's not a normal year.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they'll still be a tournament team. I still think they're going to do fine, but, you can't win every year.
The real question is, what's wrong with Carolina?
Ooh.
And they're talking about bringing in general manager and all this. Is that what teams are doing now?
Yeah, a lot of college teams are bringing in a GM to
Yeah.
help manage all this NIL
Yeah.
stuff.
Take it off the coach's plate so they don't have to deal with it?
Yeah, the problem is that a lot of people, you don't, unless you've been through the NIL world and experienced the learning lessons, like
Yeah.
it's really hard to know what's going on. And a lot of these teams are hiring GMs that haven't been through it. They've
Yeah.
been an ex-scout in the NBA, and the job of a GM for college is different from a GM in NBA because you have to raise money, you have to do endorsement deals, you have to network. GM in the NBA, you're having to manage your franchise, manage your salary cap, your roster. You're trying to keep your corporate partners happy, but the college, there's not a lot of people that know what's going on,
Yeah.
and so
And they're paying attention maybe to the portal. They're seeing who's
Yeah, the
coming
portal's
out.
Crazy.
the portal is wild.
That's like the free agency now.
It's wild. I mean, we've got guys signed for this year's class, and that are 6 or 7 of them are ready to jump in the portal, and their season's not even done.
Yeah.
Do you think it's good like Jeremy Roach? You went to Arizona, but he started at
Baylor.
Duke.
He went
You
to
know
Baylor.
what?
Yeah, I went to Baylor.
yeah.
Excuse me.
I
Yep.
was talking to a coach about this, and if you look at like Tony Bennett, right? Here's why the portal is beneficial and fair to the players. These freshmen came in thinking that Tony Bennett was going to coach them.
Yeah.
Their families committed to Tony Bennett. There's a kid that used to come to our camps that's playing at Virginia now, and they have that expectation, and they're depending on that coach to take them from this point of their life to
Yeah.
the pros. And a lot of families and a lot of people depend on this path of their son to do that. And it's one of those things where now this coach leaves, they should have the option to say, I want to go too, because it's not fair. It's
Yeah.
not, it's being promised something and having it ripped away.
Well, that's like Calipari. He took some guys from Kentucky to Arkansas, right?
Yeah.
Wagner, was it? Did he go
took,
to Arkansas?
He took Wagner. He took Adu Thiero.
Yeah.
He took Big Z.
You want water?
Again, the Kentucky thing's
So
a
they
different
they
story.
couldn't have done that 5-10 years ago.
No, you would have had to sit out.
Sit out a year.
Yeah.
And then that you can only transfer once back then, right?
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
Well,
unless you got a waiver or something.
Yeah.
Well, if
or
you look
graduated.
if you look at football, Indiana University again, he took his whole team from his college. He took his whole line, 10 guys. They all started with them. What team was it, Marshall or whoever he taken from? He took them there. So,
But it's funny because going back like a few years ago, we were sitting here with the coach, and he was asking you all kinds of questions because he knew nothing about it. He was a college coach.
Ron Sanchez.
Okay.
Well, we can bring him on. My buddy. He's my
NDA,
guy.
Ron. NDA.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's
But it
He's
was
a
just
good
amazing.
dude.
I mean,
I like him.
it was early on in the process, but it just shows you like these coaches have they hadn't grasped
What's
it yet.
scary is that in this NIL world, it's really scary because there's three types of people. There's people that know, there's people that don't know, and there's people that don't know that they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one is what college basketball is right now.
Yeah.
And there's so many people walking around, whether it's within the schools or whether it's in, people in representation or AAU coaches that are guiding young men and their families. Like, they don't know.
Yeah.
And they're given advice just to be a part and maybe earn a little bit of money or be a part of the journey for credibility. Like, it's scary.
Is part of the recruiting process now like, all right, you sign with us, you'll get, we're going to give you $1 million or two, whatever it may be. Are they bidding on these players basically?
You mean coaches, agents, which
Schools.
Yeah,
Schools,
yeah,
coaches. So,
so-
like when they're sitting down and they got Carolina and Kentucky on their final two, it comes down to who's paying more.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes like for guys that we've represented, some of our guys have left money on the table. We had a kid leave $500,000 on the table because we knew that we could make more going to a certain school
Yeah.
from a market standpoint and what was best for his NBA future and his development. So, sometimes like it's a case by case basis, but yeah, I mean, some families are just taking the highest ticket price and some are looking at it logically from a big picture. And, that's why you see guys staying in college and it not working out.
Yeah.
And some, like kids that pop and are one and
he's
done
been
that,
drinking out of it.
that never would have expected it to.
I think Carolina just got beat out on that recruit that went to BYU because they offered him what, $5 million or
Hey,
something.
Ray.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
AJ Dimbanza.
Yeah.
Finish it. Let me finish it.
Yeah. Carolina, they're,
Yeah. So what's wrong with Carolina?
Hubert, I like Hubert. I those guys are good guys. And like, I think that they're just as a lot of these coaches that have been in the game, they're figuring out how to adapt to all these changes.
Yeah.
And, I think Hubert and them are just trying to find the blend of getting older guys in their roster configuration, as well as getting the young talent of the 5 stars that are one and dones. And like right now, a lot of coaches would say that you're winning a lot more with experience rather than.
But if you miss out on the portal guy, like the guys they brought in from the portal this year, they're not.
He's a Carolina fan. They suck, basically.
The dude they brought
Why
from
don't you do what
Belmont.
Duke? Why don't you do what Duke did? Just
'Cause
pay
Duke's
some
doing
people.
fine. I mean,
pay some people.
Oh.
They say, okay, you want a Cooper
Well,
flag? You wanna come,
Carolina,
pay 'em.
listen, Carolina's got a great budget. It's not that.
I think they're just missing out on the portal players. Like they missed out on 3 or 4 guys. That
But why don't you look
they
at-
needed a big man.
Why do you Carolina fans take it a little bit after Duke? That's all I'm saying. We got an $8 million college quarterback now. We got $4 million a year they gave the guy from
We'll be all
Tulane.
right. Yeah.
Well, I think. Don't you think that, Nate, or am I wrong? Paying it. Is
I think if you pay for the right
Yeah,
people,
but that's a part. That's the
Thanks,
problem.
Ray.
If
you
you
pay
pay
for the wrong guys. Like
Yeah.
the portal guys they brought in just are not good.
That's what Saban said. Better be paying the right guys.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I mean, it's like they went after some guys in the portal, missed. Then they brought in some other guys, and they thought they brought this one guy in from Belmont. They thought it was going to be like Brady Manick, I guess, and
he's from Charlotte, isn't
Wow.
he?
Yeah, I
He
think-
went to Carmel Christian.
How much you think he gave DraftKings in Carolina this year?
Me?
Yeah.
oh, none.
Well, I thought you always took care. You
No,
always.
hell no. I no.
Hey, but here's the one
Not
thing.
this year. I've been betting against them. I've been
Michael,
winning pretty good.
let's give you a little hope here, because the thing that I will say is Hubert has done this before, where they are playing their best basketball
Yeah.
come March,
Yep.
and they sometimes kick it into gear at the very end and they make a run. They did that 2 years ago.
Yeah. Speaking of Duke, we beat them in the Final Four.
And then it just started a campfire.
Why don't I
And
do
they
this? Why
wrote-
don't-
they wrote
okay,
15 in the
why don't I
championship
do
game
this
and
right
lost,
now? I'll
so.
take Duke. You take Carolina for 500. He
What?
goes further. If you put
No.
your money where your mouth is, I mean, what the hell?
No.
We're not
no.
going to make no
He's just
run,
being
dude.
positive about
He's just saying, like, you know,
their
there's still
outlook.
hope.
Like, it's not all terrible.
I know. but
Ron,
he-
he's
you
not
got to
gonna go
think.
against-
You got to think here. Duke could have one injury. A guy
just
could
got
roll
one
an
last
ankle.
night.
Who got hurt?
Yeah, number 6. What's his name? He's like,
Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
he dislocated his shoulder.
So someone could get hurt. It changes the whole dynamic of their team. So
Well, hopefully it's not Cooper Flag for them because
yeah, knock on wood. No one.
you have a water, Denny, or not?
I do. I like drinking out of this big one because
hey, Cooper Flag might be our future Hornet
We're
hope.
going to pivot a little bit. I saw somebody play the other night. I thought really good. Ben Simmons. What do you think about
Ben Simmons?
Ben Simmons for real. For Clippers played good. But
Yeah.
what happens in the NBA? It's not the portal. They get the buyout. Is it like they were talking about Mark Williams? Explain that to me. What's that mean? Like,
Well, in a contract, you can have a buyout. So if a player doesn't necessarily want to go with a team, he has that option in his contract to buy out. Either the player can pay it, you can get out of the contract. Basically, it's an exit strategy in the
is it a
contract.
fee that you got to pay the league or pay the team. Or you're cutting your contract short? Like you're not taking the guaranteed.
I believe most of them are structured as you have to pay the team.
So was that what Jimmy Butler was trying to do? Was he going to take a buyout?
I don't
Or get traded?
exactly know what he was doing, but
But Ben Simmons did it.
But like you see how some of these teams they'll trade, they'll
Yeah.
add draft
Yeah,
picks,
yeah.
and then they'll add cash to it. Like it's all part of that salary cap of what whether they're in the taxpayer bracket, whether in the non-taxpayer bracket.
Because I mean, there's a lot of times you make a trade and then you buy the player out or the player. I
Right.
mean, like I think we traded
Orlando
for Kyle
just
Lowry
got-
last year, and he was played for us for 0 days, and then he signed with
Orlando
Philly.
got Marcel Fultz. What's his name? Remember him?
Markel Fultz,
Markel
yeah.
Fultz.
I'm telling you, Simmons. I watch here tonight. He's a sleeper man with them.
Simmons really play good.
He's been
He was
sleeping.
13,
He's-
8, and 5.
He's been
I know,
sleeping
but
for
he's
about
with
8
Kyrie.
years.
He's with like.
I forgot about him.
I want to say this right now.
Ben Simmons is a good player,
He
but
is.
he
He
just
was so
cannot.
good.
He just has really struggled
He can't shoot a three.
finding his shooting ability.
Why don't you train him?
That's a good question.
The three. Why can't he shoot a three?
Ben Simmons, if you're listening,
He just
David
I don't know.
Tepper.
His
Taylor
mechanics
Swift.
his mechanics are really off. They're not as
Kelsey.
good as yours. He's
we
kicking
got
his head
4
back,
people.
Ron. He's kicking his
I
head
just
back.
think I've watched here and
does he know there's a nail in the floor?
I'm gonna tell you, the Clippers are. You're.
you
right,
know. Well,
you're
you know
gonna
who
laugh
can get him
here, but
right.
The Clippers are gonna
Wrong.
be there. at
Well,
the
our
end a little
guy,
bit.
our guy's there at the Clippers. The doctor,
Oh yeah, right.
Jason.
Why don't you ask him about it? We'll get him on the show.
We
talk
might
to
have to
him.
give him a call. Yeah, give
He's a
Jason
good dude.
call.
But I'm saying, so they buy out. So you're okay. Mark Williams is potentially. He can't buy out, right?
So
Hornets
wait,
would
he's just
never
not,
do that.
He's just not coming back.
the
to
Hornets
now?
wouldn't let him buy out, right?
Who are we talking about?
Mark
Mark Williams.
I would assume they're trying to move him. If I'm his agent, like I think they're trying to move him.
But the trade deadline's passed.
How do you move
yeah,
him?
I don't know. I'd have to look at his contract. But
So he just doesn't want to come back to Charlotte because
I mean, would you want to come back? after
Dalton
you got
Connect didn't have
shipped
a
off?
problem with it.
Well, would you rather go back to the Lakers?
Yeah, sure. He was probably so happy to be traded.
Just
to
so
the
you know,
Lakers.
2311 Racing. What did he do? Change tires or something?
Mark
he
Williams?
came down. Mark Williams came down there.
Oh yeah, some of the Hornets came down and did some
Pit crew
stops.
stuff. So maybe
They all got injured.
Maybe Mark, if you're listening, I'm sure you can come on the show. But Denny's got some pit crew, maybe potentially available. So come on up. That you can work there. We'll get Mark on
Yeah.
the show.
You
I
don't,
mean, I'm
know,
sure
you
he's
know, I don't know
listening.
if you want any of those guys, man. No.
I don't
Halfway
know
through
you-
the race, they'll all be out with a sprained
but
ankle
a
and
lot of the guys are in
torn
football, right?
shoulder.
A lot of how many guys played football in your pit crew, or a lot of them you've seen? A lot. I mean, you introduced them.
that
now.
played collegiate football.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this could be totally inaccurate. 30% of the
Yeah.
pit crew members.
I think he'd be a
Played
good
in-
one.
Yeah, but he
some
plays
way, shape,
basketball. He doesn't play
Hey, we still need to do Denny bet me that he doesn't think I can jack up a car.
Oh, and you can with these new jacks. Yeah,
Bets off.
yeah. The old jacks. No.
Null and void.
But I'd still like to see you. Once you when they have, really Charlie's he's up there with that 2311. Ask him next time they have a pit crew challenge with some people and go down there.
Yeah.
Just to see if you could do the. How about just putting in the?
I got an idea. There we go. We get some of our, Charlie, Nate. You invite, him, and we see who can do a pit stop. Like, who's the jack man?
Yeah,
you can
I'll-
be the jack man.
Yeah.
You know who I think
I'll
would
be-
be.
You
You
need
know-
somebody small. Charlie can be the tire changer. He can be the tire
Kush.
carrier.
Well, you would have Kush carry
And,
the tires.
See how long? Yeah.
I knew that.
Kush could be the changer because you want someone small to be a changer.
Oh, he'd slide right
And
in
let's
there.
see how
Yeah,
fast it
you
can
take
do a
off
pit
with
stop.
him under there.
Who five
That
would
would
you
be
get?
wildly
Who
entertaining.
would
Let's
you
do
get?
it.
Alex? Or
Hey, that's what we got to do, Ron,
What
for
about
table talk.
Alex Kush? Alex Kush, Michael.
How about
Charlie,
me?
Nate, and
How
Charlotte.
about
It's on
yeah,
me.
Yeah, let's
that'd be
do it.
good.
It's 5 guys right there.
Well, we might need 6 and have maybe 2 teams, 3 and 3. So
Yeah.
you might have to step in.
All right, how
Well,
about
right
that?
now, just take what you can. He's offering something. So 5.
No, I'm saying
yeah,
I'm saying
11.
have 2 teams to compete
Ron's
against each
title
other.
would fit him perfectly. The gas man.
Yeah, yeah. I can eat some of that. Whatever it is.
Me, Charlie,
still
and you
soft.
versus Michael, Kush, and Alex.
Yeah,
Let's
give me-
go.
yeah, give me my 2 crutches. But
Let's go.
that's fine.
We're not. I'm
You
not
got a
in it.
scooter, dude.
No, but I will definitely
Well-
video it and I'll come and maybe do the podcast from there.
Okay.
We'll have Brett
like it.
come down. We'll do the podcast. But I agree if Denny lets us, if we can, bring another. Like Smitty would be entertaining, I think. I
Yeah.
just think it'd be entertaining. You got to look at guys that be entertaining. You know what I mean? Who like Woody, Greg. You'd want Greg there.
Greg would be good.
Yeah,
Greg
Greg.
would be really good.
Did we get a tutorial first on how to do this? Because
Ask Denny. I don't know. How's it work, Denny, when they do that for like the basketball guys? Do they show them what to do, or how's it work? Like when they come there, what would be the training?
None. You would just say, this is. My recommendation is to go down there in the last hour of actual pit crew practice. And then when they're done, you take over and say, all right, well, I see how they did it. Let's see
Okay.
if I can do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Now there's only one lug. So is that harder than
Makes it easier.
right? So you got one lug.
There's only one lug on the tires now.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
One big nut.
oh, calm
And
down.
now
Ron.
we could have somebody, hey, drive the car off to make sure the tires were on.
That's what you could do. You
Yeah,
could be
all
the
right, yeah,
driver.
you're in the
Yeah.
car.
You could be in the car.
I wish I
don't
could.
try- No way. I wouldn't. I ain't risking that car.
I'm not risking. I wouldn't risk it
With
either.
the gas,
Can we
not
do it on the
brake,
golf
'cause
cart?
You know he's in the trees.
yeah,
Yeah.
we could do it on your golf cart.
Yeah, let's do it on the golf cart.
No, but I'm saying I think it'd be
Or
a
your
good idea.
scooter.
Let's do it. Yeah, we'll do it. Maybe but you got to pick the other 5 guys. Who Smitty? I mean, you'd have to figure out who you want to do that.
Yeah.
Andrew Miller.
You know who I
probably
think would be
good.
really good in the pit crew is my brother. My brother would be a very, very good
Has
pit
he
crew
lost
guy.
weight? I mean,
he
he's a great
has.
guy. Yeah, he has
He
some-
has.
yeah,
He's been working out. He's strong.
He's plus he's a good dude.
Yeah, we're trying to get him back to Charlotte so we can have a great, need to add some more value to the hoop group. But
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
see.
Well, he was a center at
kick some people
Citadel.
Citadel, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to kick some people.
Shout out to Charlie.
No, we got to shout out U.S. Food
Charlie's
Service.
brother.
Hey, U.S. Food Service.
Hold on. Do we remember? I know Denny remember when we were out. What was that? 4th of July, where he almost drowned.
I mean, I don't mean to laugh, but he didn't.
It was 4th of July. Remember he had the cooler and he fell off your boat.
Oh, your
getting
brother?
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fell off the cooler or fell off the boat.
With
He
the
was willing
cooler?
to die for that alcohol.
Cooler literally hit him in the head.
Oh, no.
He was treading water, chucking Trulies back to us. He was dedicated.
Hey.
But
The Trulies are important.
yeah.
They truly are.
Truly what? Truly, we get drinking Trulies?
No. His brother almost drowned.
So,
saving Trulies.
if you guys don't know, Denny has his own podcast. Have you ever listened to it?
Yep.
And what's it? Is it every Monday, or how's it work? How's your podcast work?
Yeah.
Action is detrimental, by the way.
We shoot usually 10 a.m. Mondays, and it's out by, try to have it out by 5. By the time you have your 5 o'clock drive home after work.
What was your podcast talk this week?
Daytona.
Just recapping Daytona 500. Had quite a long opening monologue on the state of how I felt, super speedway racing is gone and how different it is. And, I just was in a fairly grumpy mood. And so I try to methodically think through it, come up, with logical fixes, but it's just different now. And I think I have to understand that, things aren't always going to be like they used to be, and I think I'm starting to feel like that grumpy old man that are like, oh, those kids.
But what about you? Is it better if you're
like
friends
hoop
with
group.
somebody or not? Like, if Custer was your friend, just say.
It didn't matter. Didn't matter.
It wouldn't matter if you're best friends with the guy. He's gonna fucking ram you. Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
I mean, I think I think every driver, it's different in that situation. I mentioned Austin Cindric, with as inexperienced as he is, relatively speaking, is very poised in heightened moments in speedway racing, which makes him very, very good at it. But you have others that don't get in that moment often, and we see it in all professional sports, right? Is the moment like the light's too bright?
Too big, yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And you drop a pass or whatever it
Yeah.
might be, and it's
Mark
different for
Andrews.
everyone. So you can't really judge everyone evenly because everyone's experience level is different,
Yeah.
But so you said if me and you and Charlie and Nate were in the race,
which you would never be.
I understand that, but you don't. Well, I remember Kyle. You golf guys. You don't think golf. It don't matter. It just doesn't matter. If you're a friend, but you do know people could push you better. Let's say it that way.
Yes, there are certain people I feel more comfortable pushing me than others. Yes.
Because it seems like Custer was just banging into people, but just from a fan.
Yeah.
Not from a. Remember, I'm listening to these announcers, and Nate, I don't know if he knows, or Michael, but Denny sometimes. The announcers sometimes are embellishing some things that aren't really true. So I'm just listening to them saying
Clickbait.
they're not matching up
Yeah.
vendors, right?
Yeah, I think the booth did a pretty good job on just kind of trying to tell the story as they saw it. But unless you're really in there, and Harvick is the last one that has participated recently, so he's got a pretty good feel for what he's talking about, no doubt.
Nate, I want to see racing someday. I mean,
Start at K1. Go to K1. Go karting.
It's
was
in my
That's what we
blood.
need to
You know,
do.
my uncle raced.
That would
in-
be fun.
That's what
I
we should do,
couldn't
yeah.
believe how good Charlie got after a couple sessions, and I gave him a few pointers. I mean, ran Alex, who goes go-karting all the time. But it's fun to see the competition of it. So I think you need to organize.
There we go.
I want to ask a question.
Yeah,
Do you
let's
think,
start there.
I'll sponsor it, but do you think the lightness, the one thing you taught me against Jay White, is this
Does weight matter?
Yeah. How much is it a tenth? Is it
Oh,
10
no.
pounds a tenth? Because Jay
No.
White and him raced in Nashville one time, and Denny was really, really particular about the weight of the car, which I wouldn't know. So they would actually add something or take it away from the car. So how many tenths is the weight? Because a girl, Danica Patrick, back in the day, from what I heard, now this is just from, they didn't weight the cars in Indy, so she was faster than anybody else at the beginning. I don't know if it's true or not, but the cars were lighter. It's almost like a jockey on a horse,
Yeah.
It's a fair question. I think does it matter? Yes, but I think it's pretty small. Because truthfully, you want, in like when you go race recreational go-karts, more weight helps you corner faster, but more weight makes you go probably a little slower acceleration-wise. So at a track like K1 that we went to, it has so many corners that you truthfully rather corner faster than straightaway faster.
Well, Nate, you got to go and see out there. I mean, but the old Nate is better than the new Nate. You look good, man. You've lost weight. You look really good.
Thank you. I'm not used to getting compliments
No,
from
I
you.
mean,
From
so
you
Ron,
like that.
right?
You-
Yeah.
you-
That's the first one on our podcast this whole
Even last
time.
night, I
That's
was
the
so
first one in 2025.
Michael, we go out to eat with you. You don't go out to eat
I
with
know.
us, but
no,
usually
yeah,
it's
you
like
don't get invited, Michael.
Yeah.
we get to
How about one episode? He's like, "How about my birthday dinner tomorrow night?" I'm like, "Oh,
Zapatas. We go to Zapatas. Usually Nate gets.
what he just said.
Back in the day, Nate would go, "Give me 3 enchiladas, 4 burritos,
2 plate Nate.
Yeah, 2 chicken." And I'm like, he just ordered guacamole. That's it. I'm like, holy shit. This is the new Nate.
I'm getting ready for hoop group.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're in preseason. I gotta.
That makes sense.
I gotta get ready, man.
And the best thing I ate last night was at Zapata's was the vegetable fajitas. I'm doing that now.
Zapata's getting the plug for next week's
Well, no.
show.
This
US
episode's-
food.
This,
We talked
this
about-
segment's brought to you by Zapatas.
And U.S. food.
Yeah, and US food.
Fernando's great. Hey, Fernando, I told him, I said, listen, your drinks are $2.50, move them to $3.25, and nobody's going to say a word here. And just every time I see the $3.25, he's like, thank you.
I mean, get a kickback for that.
It's all the people from Peninsula going there. It's a good little spot. I mean,
Yeah, it's a good little
Yeah.
place. It's our hangout, you know.
Shout out Zapatas.
besides Red Rocks,
Yeah.
But,
It's
we
number
got
2 on the
North
list.
Italia open up next week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We should do an episode from there.
No, well, I mean, we probably will right here, see him walking in and out. But it'd be exciting. I mean, Burton's is opening up end of April, so that should be it. We'll see what happens, how it's going to go. Waterman closed.
I heard that.
Lincoln Pin on South Boulevard closed. So a lot of closings in the restaurant business right
People
now.
got to
It's
find a
kinda
place
scary.
to eat. Red Rocks is your spot.
Yeah, I mean, you got
Locally owned.
We had a great Valentine's Day weekend, man. I mean, I'm gonna light some incense up that I got.
Yeah,
And have
yeah.
a little bourbon Coke, and what else we got today? I guess it's time.
That's the time. Yeah. That was fun.
Pretty good. We had. I mean,
Thanks for joining,
Nate,
guys.
you did a really good job. Am I gonna get sued or not? Are we okay?
No, I think we're good. I'll have my attorneys reach out.
attorney
if there's an
review. We'll
issue.
send you the
I
link.
know
to-
the
I'm
subjects
headed there.
weren't
I'm
allowed-
headed there after this.
would-
so-
I
This is live, so there is no editing, right?
no, I would ask you something, but I won't ask you.
Okay.
It'd be good to ask you because you just can't do it. But
No, I don't. I think this is a great show. Let's
Yeah, it
quit
was.
while we're ahead.
Yeah.
what do you think, Danny? Is there anything you want to
know
ask
me,
Nate?
I'd love to know what's on your mind.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, I just always want to know, like,
Oh, no, wait.
How about this? You can ask, and but he has the right to plead the fifth.
well, let's just say I'm not going to ask, Michael.
Don't ask me.
I just want to teach. If you could be anybody that I see in my life as a married man, as a good father, and as a good everything. Like he's a good-looking guy. His wife's very attractive.
I'm getting the compliments
But
now.
he
This is
stay-
nice.
he
New
stays.
year for 2025.
Yeah.
That's why he's there. So we all need to get to that point, which I did. So
The only thing I'm
whatever he
missing.
did,
Only thing I'm missing is dinner at Zapatas with you, Ron.
I just want to,
You didn't get the invite?
Nope.
Wow.
Ron never sends the invite. He just invites me here at 1 o'clock
He
on
knows that we all live
Tuesdays.
in the same neighborhood,
I know.
right?
Yeah, he knows. Yeah.
He takes-
and then he
look.
gives me a hard time for not coming to his house sometimes, but then goes to Zapatas, nothing.
Yeah, well, it was hoop group talk, and we really did.
You know I'm in hoop group too.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, yeah.
You're a captain. He's taking Sam. What would you do? We got to finish this
Maybe you
off.
have to add Ransom in the dream team.
What would you do if he took
Hey,
Sam?
if you take Sam, then that means Backus is mine or Presley.
Wow, you would take Presley over Chip.
Well, he's just said who could guard me and Sam in the post, and I said me and Presley.
That's good.
But Chip won't be there. I would take Chip. But
When
Chip
is
won't
the
be there.
draft?
Apparently March 4th, but Art said it might change.
Oh, Art.
Ron
Art changes something?
Ron said it might change.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in it.
He said y'all got
I'm
dinner
just-
plans that night.
I'm just a sponsor. That's all I'm doing. I'm there for the Kush. I just want to make sure the puppet master doesn't puppet
His
Kush
way.
around.
I mean, should we have a broadcast at the draft this year?
I think we should.
It's
Yeah.
up to
I
Brad.
will say this. There's no doubt. I have zero doubts of this. This will, if Charlie wins, it will be his hardest path to winning. I think. You don't
Really?
think so?
'Cause you
He's
guys
never
have-
had to be number one pick.
But you guys have the turn on 2 and 3.
I get it, but we lost. There's so much talent that got lost in there, and even on the back end, I believe there's no doubt. And where we put the captains, this will be his
I don't know.
hardest path.
I think
guys will
this
get
year is going to be a
hardest
good
path.
year. I think it'll be very, very
I think it's
competitive.
going to be super balanced.
You
I
guys
think
will get
Browning
like
got the benefit of the doubt,
you'll get like Clayton and Salisbury there.
but he had to give up a few picks here and there to move down. I agreed. Browning was just in a tough spot. He
Yeah.
needed to be
Well, he's always in a
further
tough
that
spot.
way
Yeah.
in the draft, but
He's always in the wrong spot.
yeah, but you guys will get Clayton and like Salisbury. I think you'll be.
But I believe Browning without Davis and Charlie.
Yeah. Oh, Browning's.
is a third round Browning, not
Yeah.
He's a second round Browning when you put him with
yeah.
those two guys.
Yeah. Maybe he could have been maybe early
Coach,
third.
I'm glad. I hope you're not listening today,
Yeah.
but if you were, you heard what he said. Davis made Browning better, so
I
that's
played with
why.
Davis first time last year. He's
Davis,
great. to
He
play
makes
with.
everyone better.
Would you
Great.
consider like taking Davis over
I
Charlie?
have said many times I would pick Davis number one overall.
So,
I've said it many.
but you're not doing it this year.
That's not what I said.
So
Please-
this could be
please do.
this could be the shock of the world.
Hey, what did I say last night at dinner? Denny
I don't know.
always has something up his sleeve when it's time to.
I ain't gonna sit on my hands between now and draft day. I can tell you that.
He ain't sitting on his hands.
Well, it's going to be interesting. And I think if we can, Brant, do the podcast down there, we will. I don't know how that works with you.
I like that because as maybe guys get drafted, they come on for
Yeah.
2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
How do you feel
Yeah,
about
kind of
that?
like the draft where
I
you
like
go to
that.
the couch.
I like that idea,
yes.
Ron.
It's a great idea.
Now, are we
That's
allowed
a
to have
fantastic
are we allowed to have any fans there or not?
Yep.
Are we allowed to have any fans?
Yeah. I don't know where we're having it.
Do you have fans you were bringing?
Well, fans.
Yeah, fans, big fans. Only fans.
Cheerleaders.
OnlyFans, that's his team name.
Right. We'll bring some
Congrats.
fans. I'm sure Nate knows a few. I'm not NDA. I'm not allowed to say
Oh, yeah.
anything about that. But
You're,
maybe.
you're getting close to the question.
Okay, yeah.
So
That should be
Mark-
your team name, OnlyFans, dude.
I think that'd be a good team name.
That isn't
It's part
actually
of
bad.
we're working on the finalist of the team names. So.
Instead of OnlyFans, only Nate's.
there, okay, so
You know what I mean? Like,
Just killed the joke.
yeah, that's right. Well, I guess we had another table talk.
We did.
What are we at? Number 15 or 16? And we're supposed to go live
We're
on
at 15 like
CW
a
in
month.
about 6. How many? You're going to give me on CW every Sunday morning coming up soon. Now, we're working on
Saturday
that.
nights at
So if you ever get up
11:30.
on Sunday morning, you can watch CW and you can watch the Table Talk show.
Yep.
Well,
You're welcome.
Yeah.
gonna be a
And
great
well,
Sunday.
we got to call Mark and get some sponsorship too, by the way.
Man, I'm just really happy I got a mug.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You get a mug, whatever you want. Get cookies. You get something to eat.
cookies.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Food's probably cold by now.
You did a
but
great job. Yeah.
The good thing about Red Rocks, food never gets cold here.
Yeah.
That is the
Just
good thing about
turn
Red
the
Rocks.
put the incense on it.
Yeah, we got incense.
Warm it up.
Thank you, by the way, Meredith, for getting me incense.
All right.
And the bourbon that you got, the mug over there. Why don't you just drink a little?
That's
bit?
Coke, man. I don't. It's and that's not Coke. There's no way that's Coke. Does that look like Coke to you, Denny?
I
Is
say
that-
that's alcohol.
It's watered down.
Is that out of the fountain?
Yeah, no, don't order it here. Yeah. All right. Well,
Okay.
boys, thank you, Denny.
Thanks,
thank you,
thanks,
Nate.
Denny, for stopping
Thank
by,
you.
Nate.
That was fun. Let me play our music out of here. There it is. Can't hear it, Denny, but
It's okay.
It's
I
good.
feel it.
Yeah, you feel it? You know it. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
See you next time.